Welcome to the Shift Method Podcast. I'm your host, Coach D. My goal is to shift the culture of health and fitness through evidence-based coaching and engaging content for the public and health fitness professionals alike. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all enjoy this episode.
What's good, everyone? It's your boy, Coach D, here with the Shift Method Podcast. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. This is episode number 53. I got another coach with me from Johnny O's Gymnasium, who I'm going to introduce in just a second here. As y'all know, it's the end of the month, which means next week we got that monthly newsletter coming up. So if you're not subscribed, be sure to head to theshiftmethod.org and you'll have that pop-up come in. You just put your name and your email and you get all the awesome updates about content, things going on in my life, maybe some special things that are coming up as we get closer to the holidays. So you might want to keep your eyes on that and subscribe. Otherwise, we got some recent content out. We've wrapped up that obesity series on Spotify and YouTube. So if you haven't seen that final video, be sure to check that out. And I had that video on my top delt exercise. If you're trying to get some boulder shoulders, man, you got to check out that video on how exactly to grow your shoulders. But let's go ahead and get started with today's episode. Again, like I mentioned, I got another awesome trainer with me who I work alongside with at Johnny O's Gymnasium. And that is my boy, Christian. Christian, you mind introducing yourself to the people, please, for me?
Hey, my name's Christian Dix. Like you said, I'm one of the trainers over at Johnny O's Gymnasium. And I go by Diesel Performance.
That's right, man. Diesel. That's right. It's his Instagram handle. We'll be sure to plug that at the end so y'all can follow along. Dude makes some good content. He's definitely worth checking out. And like I said, he's always out there grinding early morning, late night. And so always good to hear from other coaches in the industry who are actually, doing the damn thing. So we're going to kind of pick Christian's brain here for a little bit, get kind of the inside scoop on how he became a fitness pro and all of that. But as always, we got to get a little bit into his background first. So this is going to be cool for me to hear about you, man. So how did you yourself personally get into fitness? What's kind of your origin story for you?
I was always a really good athlete. Played on all the all-star teams, all that. I was always going to be a D1 athlete. So I was always in the gym, always. And I always had people that wanted to train me because I was that guy a little bit. But it was more for me learning about the body and learning different ways to strengthen things and different methods to do it. Because I was always interested in the trainers that would show me new stuff, not guys that would show me the same stuff to do all the time, but the guys that could really push me the most was not only physically but mentally, showing me things that I didn't understand at first that would really improve everything for me. So I think that was probably just being an athlete and always being around it, man. There's just nothing better than that for me. And I was always the kind that would never really. It was just easier for me just because it was always something I was used to, and being so used to it, it just became like a way of life almost. I was always trying to be not the best looking, but the most healthy, the most athletic. I wanted to always look that part. So I kind of just fell into it and dove into it head first because I noticed myself really wanting to learn more and more about it and learn how to create the better athlete, or the better body type or something like that. So it kind of just came and found me, if we're being honest, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like it's a common theme with a lot of athletes, man. It's you fall in love with the game and then, whether you stop at college or maybe people go pro or maybe they were going to go to college and didn't, but then they fall in love with health and fitness and they make a career out of it. So it's really cool that you were able to still kind of stay in the game with that. Now, when it came to athletics, is that something that you naturally gravitated towards? Do you feel like your parents pushed you or was it a little bit of both? What kind of motivated you to get into athletics?
It was all me. I think I asked my mom to play football when I was 4. And yeah, I just saw it. I remember I saw it on the TV and I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And my dad was actually super against it. He was like, he's too young. And my mom was like, nah, he's gonna play. Next season, nonstop. We'd travel everywhere, all through high school, everywhere up until college, and then I went and played up there. But yeah, it was just always my thing. I never wanted to do anything else, honestly.
Yes, sir. What position did you play in baseball?
Center field.
Center field. Very nice. And
Yeah.
how were you at batting? Were you more so good fielder and decent batter? Or how were you? What was like your main skill?
So I was get on base and stuff like that, so I ended up being a cleanup hitter, batting fourth in the lineup. So
Oh,
changed
okay.
up a little bit.
Gotcha. The anchor man, fourth up. I like it. I played baseball was actually my longest sport that I played. I guess you could
Okay.
say competitively, if you will. I played for about, I want to say close to 5 years when I was from the ages of about 8 to 13 or 8 to 12. I played. I really liked
Okay.
it a lot. Yeah, I played I was an okay batter. I was fast, so that helped if I could get on base. I did
Mhm.
pitcher and catcher, and then eventually moved to first base. And
You
so
right-handed or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I
That's
eventually moved to first base. I was tall and long, and so coach is like, "Hey, you can at least catch the ball and save any bad throws from shortstop or third base in case we need you." So
yeah, for sure.
put me on there, and then eventually I got tired of baseball, unfortunately, and so I started really getting into basketball, and that became like my still to this day my recreational love is basketball, man.
Okay. Yeah, I see I see that transformation happen a lot,
Yeah.
honestly.
Very cool,
I mean,
man.
I love basketball too. I can see why you love it, honestly.
Do you have a favorite team? Are you a Miami
Basketball?
boy or no for baseball?
The Dodgers. I'm a Dodgers
You're a
fan.
Dodgers fan.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Gotcha.
A Dodgers fan through and through.
Are you from Florida originally?
Yeah. So it's
Okay.
weird. So
Dang.
In Jacksonville, we don't have like MLB pro baseball teams, but we have the double A team. They're a minor league team called they were called the Jacksonville Suns.
Hmm.
And they used to be the minor league farm team for the Dodgers.
Ah.
And always cheering for them because so it's definitely something I got into.
Yeah.
Now they're the Jumbo Shrimp, and they're with the Marlins now. Yeah, it's funny.
That's hilarious. They're called the Jumbo Shrimp.
Oh yeah, the minor league teams always have the crazy names like
I'm out of the loop, man. That's hilarious.
the Savannah Bananas or something like that.
Get
Yeah,
the
they're
hell out
crazy.
of here, man.
No, I swear, you can
The
look them up.
Savannah Bananas?
Yeah. They're like an entertaining minor league, like semi-pro. I don't know. They're weird.
That's so funny, dude. That is fucking hilarious. Let me guess, their
Yeah.
mascot's just this dude in a banana suit just running around.
Oh yeah. They do they do some weird stuff over there. I saw their Instagram the other day. I'm telling you, it's it's different, but it's funny. They like entertain the crowd and stuff like that. Like they do dances and yeah, it's different.
I know when I'm spending my time tomorrow. I'm looking at minor league teams and see
Yeah,
what the
look it
hell
up.
what the
Look
hell I've been
it up.
missing, man.
Oh yeah, look them up. Look them up.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I appreciate you sharing a little bit about your background. You kind of mentioned a little bit how you got into coaching, where being an athlete and being kind of in the weight room, someone who really liked to get strong for their sport and get ready. How you kind of started really getting more interested and fell in love with learning more and having coaches that taught you more about here are the methods to improve in your sport or your craft, or here's how you get faster or stronger. So how did you then transition from like D1 athlete finishing out college to like getting into the profession you're in now?
Okay, so yeah, after college, I kind of fell into doing the fire academy.
Okay.
Got introduced to all of them. So I learned a lot about the body and stuff like that, but in like a kind of different way. And then I went I figured out that like I didn't really want to do the whole firefighter thing, and it wasn't really for me. So then I looked up I got into coaching actually at one of the local high schools down here. And one of my coaches was like, dude, you know so much about like the body and you love fitness and all this stuff. You should get your certification and you should train these kids.
Hmm.
And I was like, that's a great idea. So I went and got my certification through ISSA. And then I actually ended up getting hired at TBT around in Boca. And so I started out there and then COVID hit.
Mm.
And so then I went and I needed money. So I started bartending.
That's a good
Just
way to
started
make money, man. I
bartending.
worked in the
Yeah,
restaurant business. I know how that worked.
yeah, so I was bartending. And then I did that for like a year and a half. And then I ended up stopping bartending and falling back into the gym. And this is actually funny. This is crazy. Like I needed money quick, and I already had people that wanted to train with me.
Yeah.
So, and I just didn't have a place. So I looked up gyms around me that would allow me to have a guest every time that I would work out. And I I found this U-Fit, and it let me do that. So I would train
Yeah, that lime
one
card, man.
person. Yeah, I would train one person at a time in U-Fit, and then I would go to a different U-Fit and do it over there. And I would go to a different one. Yeah, I was finessing U-Fit, I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man, when
Yeah,
you're a
man.
struggling coach, man.
But I was finessing them. I was doing like two at one location, three at another location. Yeah, it was funny. And then yeah, no, and then I found Johnny O's, man, and I went in there one day to work out with one of my buddies, and Johnny was in there, and I literally just went up to him and I was like, "Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name's Christian." And I told him that I was a trainer and stuff like that. And he was like, "All right, whenever you're done with your workout, come upstairs." And then I went and talked to him, and he actually remembered me from baseball. So yeah, we just kind of connected on that, and then he kind of let me come on and never look back.
That's awesome, man. That's a unique experience. Like you said, with the fire academy, like you said, you learn about the body quite a bit for, like safety processes and healing people
Exactly.
or helping people kind of almost like in a medic sense. And then I always say one of the best jobs to help with being a personal trainer, man, is working in the service industry, specifically
Oh,
being like a server or bartender, because you got to captivate people. You have to talk with people that are sometimes they love you, sometimes they hate you. You got to be on your feet. It's fast paced. It's like, it's the perfect like precursor to being a coach, in my opinion.
oh, for sure. It shows you. I mean, it shows you that you have to be able to relate to people. You have to be able to keep, yeah, like you say, captivate people,
Yeah,
keep them interested, keep them into it, and let them know that you're passionate about what you're doing. Honestly,
absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
yeah, you hit that on the head. Honestly,
Yes, sir. Well, that's cool, man. So, and then you said you did a little bit of time at TVT. And that is that primarily or exclusively that's baseball players, right? That they work with?
like they try. Well, it started out that way, so now I'm pretty sure. When I was there towards their newer era, because they opened up a new facility.
Gotcha.
Um, they had a lot. They obviously still had a bunch of baseball players. Yeah, there's a lot of baseball players, but they were trying to branch out and get more sports in there. So
Gotcha.
I'm sure there's more variety in there now.
Very cool, man. Very cool. And so now you've been coaching for, you said a little bit before COVID. So you're coming up on about 4 or 5 years, give or take, 6 years?
Yeah. So like three and a half. Yeah, a little bit
Gotcha.
over three and a half. Yeah.
So now you've kind of had, some good time on your belt as a coach. What would you say is kind of like your philosophy when it comes to coaching? Like, is it, a certain like style or theme? If someone says like, yo, diesel performance is this, like, what is your philosophy, man?
Um, Diesel performance is the highest intensity training for your personal level. If that
Okay.
makes
I
Does that
like
make
it.
sense?
Yeah.
I'm gonna push you as far as I can on your personal level, you know?
Yes,
Like
sir.
I'm never gonna give somebody else something that they can't handle, you know?
Hmm.
But I'm definitely not gonna take it easy on you either, if
Of
that
course
makes
not.
sense.
Of course not, man. We're not here
Yeah,
to make things easy for people. We're here to push them in the right way, right? Push their buttons in the right
exactly.
way.
Exactly.
I love that, man. That's a little bit of that athlete mindset, right? Where it's like,
Yeah.
coaches know how to push the right
You just
buttons.
kind of gave me something right there. I never really thought about that. That was a good question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Know what you
Yeah,
stand
I
for,
like.
right?
Yeah, for sure. That's a great question.
Now it's cool too that you've kind of been on both sides, right? So you've had like the high level athlete experience and also the coach experience. So when you're talking, or if you're, let's say you were mentoring or speaking with young athletes who maybe are aspiring and taking things to the next level, whether that's collegiate or professionally, you know, what kind of advice, whether it's just life advice or training advice, that you would give them that you wish was imparted on you, or that maybe you did receive and was really helpful to you?
Um, Honestly, listen, don't ever think you're better than coaching, or you think you know everything. Like, even if you are really good, that's awesome. There's always somebody better out there, man. Take training, practicing to do it forever. They think there's no coach out there that can teach them anything sometimes. Um, it's especially baseball, it's a very humbling sport, and it always has been and it always will be. Um, and any sport, honestly, it can get very humbling, and there's always those great guys out there, and the ones that put in the work are the ones that get to that top level, and those are the ones that love the process. You know, they don't just look for the result. They love that. They love the grind, and they
Mm-hmm.
love the nonstop, like little bit of pain and suffering that you have to go through. You know, to get
Yeah,
what you want, and the guys who, especially people that I've coached and that I've trained, the ones who do the best are the ones that show up every day and that really want to be there and want to learn and want to go through that stuff. You know, so it's not really work to them. It's not really punishment to them or anything like that. It's everything that they want, and those are the
absolutely.
ones who succeed. So yeah, a lot of the young guys, I would just say, just fall in love with that process, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yes,
What
sir.
would you say?
Oh man, for young athletes, I would say the coachable one's really good, man. I use that for my when I work with personal trainers. That's like my one of my top qualities, coachability and adaptability. For a young athlete, if I'm not going to copy coaching, I would say sustained effort over highs and lows. So kind of like what you said, like falling in love with the process. So I think a lot of times, and this goes for clients as well, right? You know, we have clients come in, they have really good days, they put in a lot of effort, and then they maybe aren't feeling very well the next day, and they're like, "Oh, I'm just going to sandbag it today. I'm not going to try too hard." I think ultimately what makes a great athlete, a great competitor, is someone who, regardless of how they're feeling, they do their best to put in effort day in and day out like a job. The boring shit, they do it like they love it, right? The mundane stuff that they've done 1,000 times, they do it again with effort and intensity over and over and over again.
Exactly.
The people who are successful, I mean, look at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Tiger Woods, right? Insert any professional athlete who's of the highest level. A lot of their work is just redoing and practicing their fundamental skill set. That's
Exactly.
all it is. The extra stuff, of course, the God given talents, the unique physiology and anatomy, and just amazing athleticism is one thing, but they just know how to put their freaking head down and just grind hours and hours and days and days. And I think as an athlete, you know, it's really easy to do that when you're feeling good, when you're really motivated, when the weather is really nice outside. But what do you do when it's, you know, you got practice at 4 p.m. and it's 100 degrees in South Florida and it's raining? Um, or when you're really sore from your leg day session and you're running hundreds, right? And it's or 110s, right? For my football athletes. Um, are you showing up then?
Exactly.
Or are you kind of being like, I'm not feeling it today. I'll take it
Just
off a little
going
bit.
through emotions.
That's right. That's right. So I think good athletes show up all the time, consistently, as best they can, and they work on their fundamentals, right? Obviously, the fundamentals of the game are important, but like also your own skill set and harnessing that and just constantly getting better and better at it. Yeah, that would be my go-to advice for them. And I kind of mentioned to you like my advice that I use for
Yeah.
aspiring coaches, which is, you know, coachability is huge, adaptability is huge. You got to be able to adapt to, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
your
for sure.
environment, the world, right? COVID-19 happened, the whole fitness industry had to change. So yeah, man, what would kind of just be like your advice or piece of advice that you've been given or that you would give to young coaches that you feel is would be beneficial?
Um, Honestly, just taking your time, being patient. 30 is going to be interested by all these people, you know. So it's all about getting to know your clients, getting to understand different bodies, how different bodies work, and um how different personalities work. You know, like you said before, like everybody has good days, bad days. You know, I've learned how certain clients can handle certain things, and
Mm-hmm.
that because that's the only way you're going to get them the best results that they can get. And that's how you form trust with people. So yeah, I would say just be patient with it, and take your time with it. Don't be in a rush. Don't try to get people in and out and all this stuff. Just be in the moment for
Yeah.
the most part, I guess.
Yeah,
And
man.
just enjoy the time that you have and that you have with that client, and just keep it moving. It's smooth as fast, if that makes sense.
Smooth as fast. That's right. I've heard, yes, I heard slow is smooth and smooth as fast is what I've been taught
Yeah,
in
there you
jujitsu.
go. Yeah, exactly.
I love that, man. I love that a lot. It's funny, out of the coaches I've asked, that's the first time I've heard that. And I really like that because it's true. Like, if you're in a big box gym and they're busy as hell, yeah, maybe you get, you know, 20, 30 hours a week, like off the bat, which is, rare, but it could happen. And yeah, that might speed up like your learning process a little bit because it's like trial by fire, but
Yeah,
you know, you can't really truly rush knowledge and the time it takes to
exactly.
build relationships. You can work harder at it for sure, but you definitely can't rush that. And I like being like in the moment. Like you might have 8 sessions in a day, but like you're not rushing through the one you're with. You're with your client right now. Every minute,
Exactly.
every second, every interaction that you do with them is meaningful. And so I really like that perspective, man. I really like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That's what's up, man. Well, thanks so much again, dude. I really appreciate you taking the time. Got some good knowledge for our young athletes and hopefully for our aspiring coaches to take some stuff away. Can you
Yeah,
let the
hell
people
yeah,
know
man.
like where they can connect with you, where they can find you, anything you want to plug?
My Instagram is Diesel Performance. It's DEEZAL_performance. Um, let's see what else. Oh, TikTok. Nah,
Oh,
you
let's
guys
go.
know
Now I
TikTok.
know what I'm looking up. I'm looking up minor league teams and I'm looking up TikTok for Diesel. Let's go.
Instagram, and then say hey.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Other than
So
that, man, come see this guy Damien, man. He's a beast.
man, I appreciate that. Yes, sir. I'll be sure to put those links down in the description below. Um, of course, y'all know where to find me, right? We're on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, right? At the _shift_method. We got weekly YouTube and Spotify based videos. We got the newsletter, like we mentioned, coming out that first Monday of every month. And of course, we got opportunities for virtual and in-person coaching. Just DM me on the gram, or you can hit any of those take action buttons on my website on theshiftmethod.org, and I'll get in contact with you ASAP. Christian, man, thank you so much again for your time. Hope you have a wonderful night, and I'll probably see you tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no, I'm actually going to Cali tomorrow
Oh,
morning.
man. Yo, safe
Yeah,
trip,
so I
bro.
was
Safe
running
trip.
around like a chicken with his head cut off today.
I'll see you when you
Yeah.
get back then. All right, bro. You have
Hell
fun.
yeah, man. I appreciate you having me, man. This was awesome. I liked it.
Yes, sir. Later.